So find the area of each rectangle. For the split rectangles, we have to find the area of each section and then add them together. So let's take a look at the first two. So what is the formula to find area? What is the formula to find area, Maya?
A equals. Oh, keep on saying it?
Yeah.
A equals 4.
No, what is the area? Don't tell me what you plug into the formula.
Oh.
What's the actual formula? Tanisha, help her out.
A equals height times width.
Height times width. So, for the sake of what we're learning or what we're going to be learning, we always want to do height first. However, if you're just finding the area of a rectangle, you could do width first, then height, or height, then width. It doesn't matter. But for the sake of what we will be learning, we always want to do our height first. So if area equals height times width, Amaya, what do I plug in for my height? 4 times, Paige, what do I plug in for my width? 9a. Vernell, if I take 4 times 9a, what do I end up with? 36a. And then that's your final answer, so you're going to box it. So you're going to have on your paper, area equals 4 times 9 equals 36a. So everything that I have underlined in purple, you need to have on your paper. You do not need to write out the height times width. Okay? Let's take a look at our second rectangle. Yes. Anytime you're using a formula, you're always going to write the variable that represents the formula that you're doing in front of it. So area equals, what's my height for this rectangle, Nico? Times your width, which equals? Like that? Squared. There you go. 35b squared.
Got your one?
Yep. So what I have on this one, you also need to have down on your paper. Flip your opener over. Now we get into the more complicated ones. This is going to be our focus today. Rectangles like this that have multiple sections. So each section, you're first going to have to find the area of that section, and then this section, and then you're going to have to find the area all together. So if we're finding the area all together, you'll have to add whatever this area is to this area. All right, so we're looking at our first section here. So we're looking to find the area of this rectangle here. Amaya.
Oh, Stanisha.
Stanisha, I'm sorry.
3 times 4c
Equals?
equals 12c.
Good.
Then
So now I need to find the area of this section. Yes, this is where I want you to write it within the rectangle. Again, I'm getting you the habit of doing it now for later lessons. It's going to be important for later lessons that you write it out like this. Okay, so Stanisha, what's the area of my second rectangle?
A times 3.
A equals 3.
A equals 3 times 4 equals 12. Can you box it? Let's get a box it.
No, because that's not my final answer. So if I'm looking here, the area of this section is 12c. The area of this section is 12, but I want to know the area of the entire space, the entire rectangle added together. So if I want to find the area of the entire rectangle added together, I'm going to have A equals, what's the area of my first shape?
Oh, 12c.
And then if I'm adding them together, plus, what's the area of my second rectangle?
12.
Okay, and then I simplify. Can I simplify those? Why not?
Because it's different variables.
Stanisha, I'm sorry, why not?
Different, I don't know, there's one got a variable and one no.
Yeah, one has variable, one doesn't, which means they're not like terms. So this is your final answer. So when we look at our next rectangle, it's divided into 4 different sections. So we're going to have to find the area for each individual section. I always like to work from left to right, top to bottom. So we have this section we're going to do first. And this section we're going to do second. Just looking, my top section here of this rectangle, what's the height going to be for both of these? Anybody, what's the height going to be for both of these rectangles? 3 what?
3D.
3D. Okay? Now, are they going to have the same widths?
No.
No, the widths are going to be different. So, Zach, what's the area of my first rectangle? How do I find that?
A equals 3 times 4, and then you get...
That would be incorrect.
Wait.
Because that's not, because my height is not just 3, it's
3D times 4D.
which equals?
12D squared.
Perfect. Okay, so then I want to find the area of my second section of the rectangle. Zach, go ahead.
You do A equals 3D times 7, then you get 21D,
Good.
and then...
Hold on, I'm not ready to move on. So then I'm going to come down, I'm going to find the area of this rectangle. Dylan, how do I find the area of my bottom left rectangle?
5 times 4D.
So area equals 5 times 4D, which equals,
4D.
and then my last rectangle, 1 second. So Dylan, area equals, what's the height?
7.
What's the height? And the width
7.
equals? Which equals?
6. 30.
5 times 7? What did you get? 35. Okay, so now what I'm going to come out and do, because I have 4 different areas, I'm going to come down below my shape. I'm going to write area equals. So I always, like I said, I work top, left to right, to bottom. So I'm going to have 12D squared plus 21D. So then I'm going to come down to my bottom left plus 20D plus 35. Now, before I can say this is my final answer, I need to look and see if I can simplify, if I can combine any like terms. So again, I always go from left to right. So I'm going to look here to my left. Do I have any other number or coefficient with the variable d squared? Are there any other d squareds?
No.
No. So then I keep looking left to right. Do I have any other numbers that has just the variable d with it?
Yes.
Yes. So I have positive 21d plus 20d, which will equal,
41D.
okay, so I'm going to bring down my 12d squared plus 41d. And then the number 35 doesn't have anything else I can combine it with, so I'll just bring down my plus 35. So that's going to be the area of that entire rectangle. So that's going to be your final answer. That's correct.
Can I
Yes.
get tissue?
Yes. Okay, so
Want me to step outside blowing my nose?
you may. That was my fault. I will take blame for that. Okay, so the last one. Use the distributive property. I'll have you copy it down from someone for now. So, you guys, we talked about distributive property first semester. Distributive property, you look at a number on the outside of the parentheses. If the number is being multiplied by everything on the inside of the parentheses, for example, if it's 3, right touch in the parentheses, it means to distribute or to multiply. Now, if there's a plus sign or a subtraction sign in between there, do you distribute? No. You could only distribute when that number is touching the set of parentheses. When I distribute, it means I have to take that number on the outside of the parentheses and multiply it by everything on the inside of the parentheses. So I would take 3 times 4c, and then I would take 3 times positive 4. So Kristen, if I take 3 times 4c, what do I end up with? Okay. And then if I take 3 times positive 4, what do I end up with? Yeah, just a positive 12. Now, if you guys look at this, was this another answer in our opener today?
Yeah.
Yes. So we are going to use an area model. We're going to use this information here, and we're going to end up with this. So we're going to take a rectangular area model, we're going to fill it out, we're going to distribute, and end up with the correct answer. Okay? So make sure your name is on your opener, and go ahead and pass them forward. Did you get it? Plus 35.